First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honors to those great millstone, while unto truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the type of day lesson is real ID enforcement. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Before we start today's lesson, I have a quick news article here by News Nation. And it reads, it said, real ID quickly approaching deadline has U.S. citizens scrambling. So we're seeing right now that they get ready to start implement the implementation of this real ID, and already knowing that they had pushed it back several months. Let's read a little bit more, get a little bit of these key points right here. It said real ID deadline has been pushed back multiple times. So I know last year, I think it was some part of May of last year, I forgot the date, and they said they were going to push it back to May the 7th of this year. And I think the year before that, I think they changed it at least 3 times. So now, we seeing right now they get ready to bring it 4. And it says here, it says some states are reporting scrapplers charging for free DMV apartments. So, a lot of people going to be scrambling to get this real ID, this so-called real ID. But see, a lot of people don't know what this is leading to. It's going to have you under surveillance 24/7. And also it's going to be, this right here will give other states the rights, to pry into your identity. So there's a lot of these things, that a lot of people don't know about, that this is getting ready to come into play. And also we know that they're setting up this beast system, this new blockchain technology. So, we're not ignorant of Satan devices. Let's read a little bit more. It says here, it says right there, it says scrapplers are charging for free DMV apartment. You have a lot of crazy people going to be sitting up buying apartment slots for this beast banking. Says all roads lead to the grain of rice. And right there, the men of Lord are constantly signing the crime. We already seeing what's happening today with the stock market. Things gonna get worse and worse. And one thing about it, is that all the game saying and all the unbelief is about to be a thing of the past. The prophets are constantly been warning you left and right. In that day, they should know that a prophet was among, because these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. We are so very excited. We cannot wait, man. The Lord is getting ready to return. Our salvation is at the door. Just a little bit in the spirit. It said federal official expect 61.2% of drivers license to be compliant by May 7th. So why, enforcement. So, this is just like, you might well say, this is getting ready to be mandatory. You will not, man shall desire to go into another city. This right here dealing with your when you get ready to go to to catch a flight. You have to have this type of ID, I think, get into federal buildings and so forth. But we're going to look at this little video, and then I have another video to bring it out with a little bit more edification. So let's read a little bit of this before we start this little video. And I got another article we're going to read about, why you shouldn't get involved in this. It says here, Americans who rely on air travel to reach their destination only have a little over a month before they will be required to obtain a real ID to board a domestic flight. So we already knowing, man, that, a man shall desire to go into another city and shall not be able, because of what? He putting these things in place right before your eyes. And one thing about it is that we already know that, it's going to be checkpoints, mandates, lockdowns, and also we already knowing eventually they're going to ground all flights, incoming and outgoing. So they get ready to lock this place down. And a lot of our people still in la la land, still happy-go-lucky, la 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 la, and all hell is getting ready to break loose. Let's see here. It said the May 7 deadline, which has been bumped back several times, is quickly approaching and has caused travelers who have upcoming flights to scramble to meet the requirement to obtain the enhanced driver license. Travelers will soon need a real ID, said U.S. Passport or another approved form of identification to board a flight in the U.S. So, man, we seeing it, man. We get there, man. Revelation chapter 13 speaking loud and clear. Let's get a little bit more. It says several states have already warned that residents hoping to beat the deadline could face long lines. Officials in states like Florida are warning that scrapplers are charging up to $250 for free apartments, $250 for free apartments at the Miami-Dade area. So that's enough of that. We don't need to read that. That's not important. But one thing about it, we seeing right now, a lot of, they changing over into this new system. And one thing about it, this is going to be dealing with tracking and surveillance and also scanning, your face recognition, your biometrics. And also going to be dealing with these. This is getting ready to go into these digital IDs, something you're going to have. And also we knowing that this is going to work hand in hand with this new system that they're putting in place. Also that grain of rights. And one thing about a new system they putting in place right before y'all talking about real ID. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it is that, once they get you into this system, they're gonna have you in another database. Put it like that. This beast system where they're gonna be tracking you for all 50 states. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna allow them. All they have to do is show your picture in one state, in the state that you're living in. All other states would know your information, know who you are instantly. This is what this is all about. Big Brother is watching. That's all I'm gonna be able to say on that. So let's get a little bit of this video news clip right here. And then I got another one, I'm gonna show you too for more edification. Then we're gonna get another article that's gonna go into a little deeper of what this real ID is all about. And one thing about it, the Lord has said, watchmen, warn them from me. That's what we're constantly doing each and every day through the spirit and the power of Yahweh. So let's get a little bit of this news video clip.
ID to fly domestically. The Real ID requirement set to kick in on May 7th. The impending deadline is causing DMVs across the country to have long lines, unavailable appointments, and even scalpers who are selling time slots. News Nation's Nancy Liu is live in Los Angeles with more on this. Nancy, we have seen this deadline extended several times, but is it real this time?
Well, federal officials, Nicole, tell us that the answer is yes. So a definite scramble is on behind me. You can see the line stretching out of the door at this DMV. Here in some parts of California and a number of other states, there are no available DMV appointments until after the deadline. The TSA tells us it is serious this time, so people are taking it seriously.
I feel like they're going to be a lot more restrictive and need more identification with California. So this is just basically another classification that I am a citizen here.
The clock is ticking for millions of Americans who still haven't made the switch to the enhanced Real ID driver's license featuring a telltale star at the top right corner. In Tennessee, many people are taking time off of work and school to spend up to 5 hours on the Real ID process, in some cases a waste of time without proper original documents and proof of citizenship. According to TSA, enforcement will indeed kick in on May 7th, though agencies can make arrangements with DHS for operational flexibility to avoid crippling the travel system. Ahead of the deadline, word of scalpers in Nevada and Florida hoarding.
That's enough. We're going to get it there, but I got another video to bring it out, what the sinister side of this is, what this is all about. And one thing about it, it's getting ready to go into this new system, Revelation chapter 13, surveillance, you know what I'm saying? Tracking, you know what I'm saying, scanning, you know, face recognition, biometric. And you seen in this video, see how you know what I'm saying, how Jake, you know, and see Eve all lining up just like clockwork. You know, same thing when it comes to the hour of piercing. You know, we put it like that. What that grain of rice, they gonna line up just like clockwork. Trusting in the strength of Egypt will get you unalive. We're constantly warning you left and right. Do not take it. Don't fall for the lies and deception. And one thing about it, you know, said the Lord is, it's constantly shedding light on this red devil. So now, it's another one I want to get right quick. Let me see. I might have to go back out. Let me see. I'll find it for you right quick. It's got some good meat, if I'm not mistaken. It's a lot of good meat in it. I got to find it first. Oh, man. Let's see. I might have to go back out. Let's see. Can I find it right quick? If not, we will move on. Let's see. Let me see. Can I back out of it? See, can I find it? It says here. Let's see right here. Let's go to this here. I think I got it now. I believe I can pull it up. One moment. But see, we're seeing right now that this real ID is setting up for this new digital infrastructure, this new beast banking system. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let's see where it's at. Oh, man. I'd be doggone it. I'm hoping I can find it because it's got a lot of good meat. I mean, it was breaking it down with precision. If I can find it. Let's see here. Oh, man. Let's see. I might have passed it up. One moment. Let's see. I just had it pulled up. Oh, man, I tell you. I think this is it right here. Yes, this is it. You know, that's the spirit. But see, one thing about it, though, you know, a lot of people you're seeing right now are lining up. You know, I got to get this real ID, you know, driver's license. But the idea about it, all it is doing is putting you into another system. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, you know, once again, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So the men of the Lord, we're constantly warning you about this. You know, it seems like it's harmless, seems like it's very safe and convenient. You know what I'm saying? You know, you would not be able to board this, you would not be going to federal bill. You know, oh well, I go ahead on and do it. So that's how the devil coming. He's very cunning, very deceptive, you know, very subtle. And one thing about a lot of people are going to trust in this system. They're going to trust in the modern day so-called Pharaoh, which in fact is the so-called white man, the red man, you know what I'm saying, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Let's get a little bit of this right quick. I've been talking long enough, you know, just a very quick lesson. It says, why oppose the Real ID Act? It says here, the Real ID Act is a real threat to privacy. He said Real ID threatens privacy in two ways. First, it consolidates Americans' personal information into a network of interlinking databases, so accessible to the federal government and bureaucrats. Said throughout the 50 states and U.S. territories. Said this national mega database would invite government snooping and be a gold mine for identity thieves. Said second, it mandates that all driver license and ID cards have an unencrypted machine readable zone that would contain personal information and Americans that could be easily skimmed by anyone with a barcode reader. Let's see what this one said right here. So that's a lot of good information right there. So it's telling you that if you get them, you take this Real ID, that it's going to put you in another database whereby these other 50 states, they can see you and you can be put up. They can read your face in one state, and they can see you in all 50 states. So what is this telling you? You know what I'm saying? It's going into this new world order. So we seeing it setting it up right before your eyes. Said a real ID will become a real necessity. See that? Said for everyday life. Said the use of a Real ID driver's license will not be limited to boarding an airplane or entering federal buildings. Said the Bush administration has already stated that the Real ID will become necessary or mandatory, in force for everyday transaction. See that transaction? You will not be able to buy or sell. Says such as receiving government benefits, voting, or applying for a job. Said the private sector said will also begin mandating a real ID card for everyday purpose, despite of what the DHS claims. Said real ID is a real national ID card. So see right here, this coming into this new system. You know what I'm saying? It's already said you will not be able to what? Do any transaction, buy or sell. Also, it said here you would not receive what? Government benefits. So a lot of people, are not going to be able to receive, on this low income, and that's all what they have to live off is this government assistance, Social Security, their pension, whatever, their 401k. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, you got to be in compliance. And one thing about it, we already know this real ID is going to lead to that real what? MOTB. That's what it's going. This is all this, man. I'm telling you, man, this is spot on, man. The Lord is, man, he's, constantly causing these things. This right here is about Real ID Act will be a real bureaucratic nightmare. It's talking about it. I think this was talking about in New York, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get a little bit of this. It said New Yorkers will pay for Real ID through higher fees and bureaucrats hassle. Okay. They talking about the New Yorkers, when they get ready to put it in place up there, they're going to be paying a higher fee. Let's go to this right here. It said Real ID Act is a real economic disaster. It said the Real ID Act is an unfunded mandate that would cost billions of dollars to implement. It said most of the costs would be siphoned from cash-strapped state budgets and out of drivers' wallets through a higher fee. Okay, that's enough for this one too. But anyway, so we seeing right now that they're constantly putting this new system into place. So that's why they're telling everyone by May the 7th, you got to have this real ID, a real driver license. So this that little implement. I think that little round little circle, on your driver license. I think I'm gonna put a thumbnail with the picture on it, and just to bring out a little bit more edification. So we're seeing right here that hey, we're here. It is at the door. So a lot of people gonna get caught up in that even net. So why oppose Real ID? Because we already know where it's gonna lead to. The MOTB. So hey man, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So let's get a quick precept, and we'll get probably one more we're gonna close out. One more one more couple of precepts, then we'll close out. Salaki. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 12. He said, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in a even net. So, as the birds that are caught in the snares are trapped. Says, so are the sons of men snared in a evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. So that's what's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to fall suddenly upon you. They're constantly putting these things into place left and right. We're seeing about what's going on with the economy. We're seeing about these tariffs. We're seeing about these rumors of wars all over the place. Now they keep telling you about this new Real ID there. It's being mandated. You're going to have to have it. Revelation chapter 13, he calls us all, both great and small, rich and poor, to receive the charagma in their right hand or in their forehead, starting with this Real ID. But one thing about it, we already know it's going to lead to that grain of rice. And one thing about it, you will not be able to buy or sell. You will not be able to go into a city. So you will not be able to do a damn thing. But one thing about it, we're going to trust and believe in Yahweh. Let's read it in NLT. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 12 said, people can never predict when hard times might come, like fish in a net or birds in a trap. People are caught by sudden tragedy. So a lot of people going to be caught up, and they're going to line up. You will be totally destroyed. And one thing about a lot of people are going to trust. They're going to lean, they're saying that it's very convenient, we're doing this because of this. We're making things safer, It's very convenient, very quick and safe, It's nothing, we feel that, this is a better way. And one thing about it, that's why they constantly bringing the system into play. Gradualism. But one thing about it, we already knowing that his hands will not be able to perform its enterprise. I go over this left and right because it's right in front of your face now. What if some don't believe? ID. We really don't give a damn because it's happening right before your eyes. So now I got one more quick video to show you right fast that these things are coming upon us at a fast pace. At the end, they shall speak and not lie.
Every traveler who comes to the checkpoint is required to show a real ID.
So no, it's not required. Any form of authorized identification is what is required, which includes your passport. Okay? This real ID, what this is the creation of state and federal facial recognition databases. They need your compliance into it. And this ties into Project Stargate, which is a surveillance state when it's initiated. So they're building their facial recognition databases now before the initiation of what will clearly be a state surveillance system. What that means is every camera that you pass in public, no matter what state you're in, will know your identity based upon your facial recognition. Do not comply, get your other forms of ID, stand up.
So we seeing right there, they putting it into place. That Starlink, see Elon Musk. They got all the major players in place. So let's go here right quick. We go straight to the point. It's something I'm going to bring out in Revelation right quick. Revelation chapter 13, we're going to go straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? He calls us all great, rich and great, small. Well, let's go straight to it. So like y'all want to butcher it. We're going to go straight to the point. Just something I'm going to bring. Not meant to be a long lesson tonight. Let's go here. Let's start here at verse 16. He said, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, the charagma, in their right hand or in their forehead. So that's what this is getting ready to lead to. It's starting with this real ID. It's talking about you have to have it. This is going to be mandatory very soon, March the 7th. You know what I'm saying? Also, they're saying, I think about around July, I think they're getting ready to start this new digital money. You know what I'm saying? Which in fact, they, you're saying that they're going to stop using this fiat currency, this petrodollar. So we're seeing all these things are fastly rolling out. Also, the economy is constantly plunging. It's constantly declining. So we already know that they got to bring down this new system. You know what I'm saying? Bring it down. You know what I'm saying? They constantly destroy it and bring forth this new system that they're putting in place right now, starting with these real ID, putting you into this new database where they were going to have you under 24/7 surveillance right here. So this is where everything is leading to. And it says right here, without this real ID, it's telling you that it's more than just boarding a flight, getting from A to B. It's more than that. It's more than just getting your government assistant. You know what I'm saying? It's dealing with your transaction. So listen at this here. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17 says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the charagma, said that grain of rice, or the name of the beast, this system, said or the number of his name. It's dealing with these QR codes, these barcodes, scanning, tracking, surveillance, biometric face recognition. You know what I'm saying? Palm and eye retina scan. These things are coming into place. Carbon footprint. Also, they're gonna be this universal basic income. It ain't nothing but a bait to make you take that grain of rice. So we seeing how this is going. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding say count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 603 You know what I'm saying? So one thing about it is talking about this system that they're putting into play, dealing with your transaction, your point of sale. You know what I'm saying? You will not be able to buy a damn thing. You will not be able to do nothing, without having this in place. So they started it already. This is mandatory for this. This is mandatory for that. Telling you left, right. And a man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able. When you're the second chapter 15. So one thing about it, we are very close to these times. They're getting ready to try to make you a petro slave. You know what I'm saying? That badge of servitude. You know what I'm saying? Total control. That's just where this is leading. But one thing about it, we got to trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. He is the only way and the only answer. So let's go to our last fight. Just a quick lesson through the spirit. Man, we're so very close. So all this is getting ready to lead to that grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people going to get caught up in that evil net, the hour of temptation when you go to Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. So let's go to our last and final script. Let's go into Proverbs. We'll close out here. A lot of people going to lean on their own understanding, and they're going to be totally destroyed. Let's go here. Proverbs chapter 3. We'll start up at verse 5. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, your mind, and lean not on thy own understanding. So a lot of people is not going to trust in the Lord at that time. They're not going to have any faith. They're going to be self-will, walking in great pride. And they're going to be trodden underfoot. Anyone that consent or submit is going to be laid down even with the ground. And also, they're going to have to feel the fire, that lake of fire, which in fact is America, Babylon the Great. So let's read this once again. It says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not on thy own understanding. And not about which one's going to lean on their own understanding. The 2/3 these wicked heathens. And not about the one that's going to trust in the Lord is the elect, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Abishai. So verse 6 said, in all thy ways acknowledge or confess him, and he shall direct thy path. That's why the Lord said in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, I think it's around verse 40, you know what I'm saying? It said, make ye ready for the battles, and in those evils you shall be like pilgrims upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord is going to be with us. We probably get that and close out with that. So let's leave it in the NLT. It says, seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which paths to take. So one thing about it is what the Lord going to do. The Lord is going to be with you even if you go into the guillotine. The Lord said he will put the Spirit on you what to say and what to do at that particular time. So one thing about it, and the Lord said, they shall cast some of you into prison. Be thy faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. So one thing about it, you're in a win-win situation. Well, no matter what comes for, even in death, the Lord, we will what? The Lord already said the victory is ours, says the Lord. The Lord is getting ready to return. So one thing about it, let the Lord direct your path each and every day. Trust and believe in him. Keep the faith, keep pushing. And one thing about it, the Lord is going to do the rest. Verse 7 said, be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. And about a lot of people don't fear the Lord, right now. These 2/3 doing whatever and everything, self-will. A lot of people have the spirit of covenants, a spirit of pride. A lot of wickedness. A lot of sin adding upon sin, and the Lord is getting ready to cut this nightmare off very soon. And not about it. And the one that fear the Lord is the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Abishai. And the one thing about it, lean not on your own understanding. When that time comes, let the Lord take over. And trust and believe in him. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Real ID Enforcement. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom, Shalom.